Shalom, shalom. I don't know what I'm really looking at here. I don't know, some kind of praying mantis or, good lord. Yeah, so-called black woman, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna play this and then I'll do my intro. And let's hear this demon speak.
So, folks, we will clean up these broken windows, but we can't stop there. We must also repair and clean up our broken systems, not just by ending the violence that we've seen here, but reimagining our city and what our city means and must mean for every neighborhood and every community.
What are you smiling for? You anyway, let me chill with the insults, but what this is not your city. It's always the black woman or Uncle Tom's, whatever have you, trying to claim what is not yours. This is not yours, and all but evidence proves that. His name is called George Floyd, and the past 400 years, man. It's not your fucking city, you fucking nappy-headed black bitch. Right? You don't like my language? Turn the goddamn channel, sucking your mom's titties. I don't give a damn, man. And it's shit like this that's why the Lord's gonna come back to restore this place, man. I got a scripture real quick. It's not your damn city, man. Fucking idiot. Anyway, this is Hebrews chapter 13, verse where we at? Verse 14. It reads, For we have no continuing city. For we have no continuing city. This is Paul, all right? Again, Paul says, For we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. What city are we seeking? The city in the kingdom of heaven that the Lord is going to build on planet Earth, all right? The kingdom starts with the men of Israel. A kingdom is made up of kings, and the kingdom is basically landlords or men that are rulers of massive land parts, man, by law, by the rule of the law, under the law of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, the laws and statutes and the commandments of the Heavenly Father that was given unto the nation of Israel. Psalms 107:19. All right, that's called a theocracy. When the laws of Heavenly Father are established, this is the city that we're seeking for, and it starts with the men of the nation of Israel. Not this nappy-headed Brillo, praying mantis, alien-looking, lesbian, carpet-licking woman, man, right here, man. The so-called black woman. Satan's wife. Anyway, enough with the insults. Let me just play this.
In every individual. Because as we repair this damage, as we mend these broken windows, and we clean our streets, we also have an opportunity to ensure that we...
It's not yours. Well, what happened to Black Wall Street? Look up Black Wall Street in Tulsa. What happened to those people in Black Wall Street? What happened to those little black girls, so-called gay girls that died that got burnt in the church? The church bomb in the 60s and the 60s and the 50s. What about Rosebud? What about Central Park 5? I've been going for days, man. What about the Tuskegee Airmen? What about the so-called blacks out in the forefront for the dying of Vietnam War? You fucking bitch.
Do the same for those wounds that are not immediately visible, for the harm that has been done over many generations.
What about the harm that's been done us?
And for the cracks in our society that we've ignored for far too long. We can do this, and we will do this. This is a start, not an end. Much more needs to be done. But I am committed, and I hope you will be with me on this necessary journey.
What's so necessary about it? To clean these streets up and go back to spraying homosexuality, spraying lesbianism, spraying white supremacy? Because that's what all this America is about. Keeping Jake on the bottom and creating a more rich to poor gap. Because this is what's going on now as we speak. Keep letting lies be put upon our people. Keep letting all these atrocities happen to our kids in the school systems and being taught lies, you fucking bitch. Excuse my language, but people should be repulsed. Well, actually, when we're done with this, we're gonna look at the comment boards and see what they say. Because I'm not doing more cursing at this nappy-headed bro-head mantis demon here.
Of our lifetime. That is a dream that we must fulfill. That is a task now in our hands. If we work, we can do what James Baldwin described.
See, she's calling some out of, where's the Lord in all this? This bitch better not be in on church. Where's the Lord? Who's asking for the Lord right now? Who's talking about the Bible?
We will have, quote, in the teeth of the most terrifying odds, achieved an unassailable and monumental dignity.
Anyway, let's bring that back.
So, folks,
what a disgusting looking woman. Anyway, so let's look at the comment boards. See, she the devil's daughter, correct? She is the enemy. Please watch young Fowler's videos on YouTube. They are the truth. They're trying to divide us, take over. So it looks like she had a stroke. She's talking about war. Probably just more placid talk with no structural change. We'll see. Thank you. Of course you can't stop there. You always want more. Let's see. I don't live in your city, but I support you. You are doing a great job, my sister. Stay strong. But to you out there. That's one out of how many comments? So that's one out of 15 comments already. That's someone. I look like a Demetrius. I look like a fucking watermelon contaminator. She's the one who says she pledged allegiance to the New World Order. Maybe someone with common sense here. She is full of it. Thank you. Another one. See, most of it. Talk is cheap. Show me. And this is a woman. Talk is cheap. Show me, and I'm not from Missouri, but I'm from Chicago. What are you talking about? Shut up. All right. That was from 6 minutes ago all the way to an hour ago. Only one comment. So everything, pretty much 90% of the comments, or there's gonna be more. It's gonna be bashing this fucking Satan's wife right here. Anyway, just want to prove the scriptures that if you believe in the Lord, you're not gonna be seeking to reestablish the Sodom and Gomorrah, which this is. You're not gonna be seeking to establish a city that puts our so-called black men down. See this black picture? Our jail systems are filled with so-called black men. You want to restore society that destroys our people, that destroys the men of our family, that destroys the women of our nation, not guiding them under the laws of Heavenly Father. America has destroyed our people. It has not lifted us up, and it's going to keep doing it. Nothing's going to change. It's not going to change. All right, let me get another one. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye, and depart, for this is not your rest." Matter of fact, I'm going to leave it on the comment boards so you guys can see that. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." Let's go to Revelation. Revelation 18. That's a precept to that. It says, Revelation 18:1, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven." And this revelation means to reveal, okay? Reveals everything. Reveal the end times prophecies, right? That the Most High Lord gave the vision to Yahweh Shemashai gave the vision to John on the island of Patmos. It said, "After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory." That's the Lord. It says, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is fallen, and it become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird." Talk about all the, basically what America is, full of nothing but people with infested with demons and their own involved in their own greed and lust and all their all their inner aspirations, which is of the flesh, to put forth to society. That's what it's talking about. All the people that want to give in to the society and go against the Most High, go against His law, statutes, commandments. Okay, he cried with a strong voice, saying, "Babylon, which is America, the great is fallen. It is fallen and become the habitation of devils," which means liars. Right? This is what America breeds them, but liars. It says, and and the hold of every foul spirit, right? Homosexuality, lesbianism, bestiality, worshiping any gods under the earth, um, people who are involved in pedophilia, just anything besides the truth is a foul spirit. You have lying spirits here. Any cage of unclean and hateful bird, meaning people are unclean here in a very adulterous generation. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of earth have committed fornication with her. Right? All the other nations have drunken the wine, which is the philosophy and the ideologies of America, and they have drunken it by taking on the American system. You got people in China wearing suits now. Yeah, basically all the countries in the world following the orders and the guides, or following the directions, or of their how should I say, being hmm, what's the word? Just being influenced by the ways of America in a bad way, right? Influenced in a demonic way. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, being influenced in the demonic way, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. They're doing business with her, adopting her laws, and you got people in Afghanistan that have McDonald's now. People who sell out to receive the benefits that the elites are given for selling into the system. For giving over their people to the elites. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Meaning, if you have a sellout puppet leader in there, then he's going to just get all the profit while he destroys his people and hands over his people to be slaves under Esau's system. And I heard their souls really. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not none of her plagues." Meaning, sins means the breaking of laws. America is a leading country on planet Earth that promotes breaking the laws of Heavenly Father and goes against His truth and His will. They denounce the Bible, and this is the black Brillo head, coconut head bitch is saying to restore the dream. This is called America. There's not been a goddamn dream. It's a shame. She first of all, she's reading from a cue card. It looks like she's being possessed. She has a smirk on her face like a demon. They say evil people really smirk, and she was full blown lesbian. Disgusting to look at, and she's talking about restoring this place, the place that has destroyed our people, man. This is why a lot of you so-called black women, a lot of you Islam are gonna die, because you support this. You support a system that has destroyed Israel, and especially the men of Israel, who are the leaders in the nation of Israel, the leaders of our families, the leaders of our women and our children. America is not for the so-called black man. We've got a so-called black man who died by the hands of police, who always died. I mean, that was a setup anyway. Whether he's dead or alive, the point is that our men, us men, are destroyed. But most high, it ain't happening. The Lord is destroyed. He's a so-called black man. He was destroyed in America. They don't push up the. They don't push you. You don't. Did she mention anything about the Bible? Anyway, it says that ye be not partakers of her sins, and not receive none of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. And with that, shalom.